Looking back, it was a really positive experience for me taking part in this trial. I'm so glad I did it. It really felt that I was doing something genuinely useful, and the fact that ultimately I benefited myself was a side issue, but it was a very, very good experience. My name is Hazel. My health condition is a mild to moderate asthma, which I've had for about 6 years. And which is controlled with inhaler medication. When I first started the clinical trial, on my first visit to the unit, I had a mixture of feelings really. I was very pleased to be, and excited actually, about being part of something that was very new to me, and I found that quite exciting. I was a little bit anxious because I'd not done it before. Although I had information about what was going to happen or what I'd be asked to do, I think until you're actually there and you're shown the equipment and so on, it just is a little bit anxiety provoking, but that soon disappeared. So it was a mixture of feelings. I became involved in a clinical trial, not actually because of my respiratory condition. The opportunity came my way, and it was actually something I wanted to do as a sort of a payback for some treatment I'd had 2 years previously for an unrelated condition for which I was very grateful, and I wanted to give something back. When I went for the clinical trials, what I did during the sessions was mostly a series of breathing tests where I was asked to breathe into various bits of equipment in various ways. So sometimes I was asked to breathe a very hard, sudden breath, as hard as I could. Other times I was asked to breathe one long controlled breath and hold it for as long as I could. There was also a blood test involved, a sputum test and an allergy test with the pinprick allergy test. But mostly it was the various breathing down tubes. I've actually benefited myself from taking part in this trial, although I hadn't expected to, and indeed they warn volunteers not to expect to benefit personally, but I actually have. I have found that I can reduce by half the amount of steroid inhaler I use, and what this has done for me is it's actually empowered me and made me confident to deal with my asthma generally myself. I would say this is a terribly important thing to be putting money into. As a patient, what's important to me is to know that I am getting appropriate, the best treatment and up-to-date treatment that is backed up by research. You know, the days when treatment is just given because that's the way we've always done it, you know, should be well gone now. And also research, in an age where money is important, research it should be and is coming up with cost-effective ways, and that should be important to us all. To any patients that are thinking of getting involved in clinical trials, I'd say please do consider it. For lots of reasons. It's a wonderful opportunity to give something back if you should wish to do that. It's a very straightforward and genuine way of being able to help move treatment forward. The sorts of trials that go on are very, very varied. There's something for everybody, really. You can take part in a long, involved trial, or you can take part in a very, very small one. It doesn't have to be a big thing or a terribly invasive type of trial, and there really is something for everyone, and that includes people who actually have healthy lungs, for example, because they often need healthy people as controls in order to do the research. So there's an opportunity for everybody, and I hope people will consider it.